Hi, this is Tutor P, and this is lesson 689. Title of today's lesson is the difference between fill in and fill out a form or application. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. Sometimes students ask this because it seems to actually be contradictory. They'll say, are they both right? Is fill in right and fill out? Because just like this line says, the two phrases on the surface seem to be opposites, but both sometimes are used to have the exact same meaning. Okay, let's continue. Fill in means to write in the information, especially as in regard to fill in an empty space or an empty box or something like that. That is why on school tests, one may often see the directions on tests to fill in the blanks. Yeah, we don't say fill out the blanks because the blank is just one little spot. And we don't say fill out the test. That would just be weird. So one of the directions that's commonly used for test is fill in the blanks. The verb fill out, the out preposition, means all of it or completely. And this makes it very suitable with a form or application because it means to put all the information in all the spaces or boxes listed. From a U.S. point of view, or from an American point of view, it may be a little more suitable to use fill out a form. From research, it claims there seems to be a British preference to say fill in a form or application, and Americans have a preference to use fill out with a form or application. However, it doesn't mean that they won't use the opposite ones either. All right, even though fill in means fill in the spaces, when it is said with a form or application, it implies, suggests, or expects one should fill in all of them. That's why it could probably still work. Even though you're saying fill in the answers and fill in the spaces, it's kind of understood. You got an application, you're supposed to fill them all out. You're not supposed to leave some of them blank. So this is why it sometimes can work, and this is why both phrases can be used to mean the same thing in this situation. Okay, and we just got 4 examples to show just how it's used. Please fill out the application and mail it to the personnel department of that company. Yeah, from an American point of view, we'd probably use fill out here because, of course, we mean completely. Number 2, fill in the yes box with a check if the answer is yes, and fill out the no box with a check if the answer is no. So especially here when you're talking about just individual boxes, the focus is on the small space. So especially from an American point of view, we'd probably use fill in. All right, number 3, if you fill out the whole survey, they will give you a free gift. Yeah, so of course, besides applications or forms, it could be used for surveys. And sometimes when they want to get this information from you, to give you the free gift, they want you to answer all the questions. So they want you to fill it out completely. So that's why fill out is more likely in that situation. Number 4, fill in each circle with a number 2 pencil to answer the question. So here your focus is on each little individual circle, so you're filling it in. You're filling in that space to show that's the answer you want. Okay, anyway, I hope this information gives you a better feel of when you're more likely to use one or the other, or sometimes why you may even hear both phrases that seem to be opposite to be used for the same thing or the same meaning. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.